Hi guys, we're talking to you about Friday's workout. It is the 3 different AMRAPs of 8 minutes stationed around the gym. This means that there is no finisher on Friday mornings. Okay, so we're going to go over the 3 different stations. Each station, the rep range goes 5 for the first, 10 for the second, and 15 reps for the third exercise. The first exercise over here in station number 1 involves the plates, and we're going to go 5 reps of a curtsy lunge. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to step back and then behind, okay, as opposed to just going straight behind. I'm going to go back and behind, bend the knee, and straight up, do the other side, bend the knee, and I'm just going to keep going, switching those legs back and forth. That way the clients don't have to remember which side they did on the previous round. Okay? So we're going to be doing the plate curtsy lunge for the first exercise. I can't remember what the modification is for that one right now. Just have a quick look at the card. Okay, and it's, we're going to be doing some tricep extensions. So we're taking the knee straight out of play here. So what we're going to be doing is just standing in place, weight comes up overhead, elbows locked in, tap the back of the shoulder blades, and we're going to be working those triceps for 5. Once we're done with 5, we're going to move into 10 of a Russian twist. Now, not everybody's going to be able to do the Russian twist with their feet up in the air, and some of them may not even be able to use their weight plates. Okay, so they're more than welcome to put their heels on the ground for the Russian twist with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we are, for the stronger individuals, trying to get those legs up as we use that weight plate for our weight during that Russian twist. So we're going to do 10 Russian twists. From there, we're going to stand up with that weight, and we're going to go ground overhead. So we did this on a Monday a few months back. So it's weird how we're going to hold it, so we're going to switch that grip a little bit. So we go to that overhand grip, where I'm going to go into that nice deadlift, where I'm driving those hips back, chest is tall. Then I'm going to tap the floor, hips move fast, weight plate actually switches when I come up. It rotates, so it goes by my face, and then I'm able to press it overhead, just like I would if I was doing a weight plate shoulder press. So notice how I'm going back with the hips, weight plate comes down. As the hips come forward, weight plate flies overhead, and it's a quick pattern for that 15. From the floor to the overhead, things move fast. If they're unable to go in the overhead position, just have them go into the catch at the chest, right there underneath the chin for their 15 reps. Okay? So that's going to be their 5, 10, 15, and they're going to move through that for 8 total minutes. Station number 2, when you're coaching this up, you're going to have them do all on one side, and then in round 2 have them do it all on the other side of their body. So I'll show you what that looks like. I'll start with the left side here. We're going to do a single arm push press first. So I'm going to turn just to be a little bit sideways to the camera here. With that push press, we're going to dip, and then we're going to punch straight up. So I'm going to bend at the knees come forward a little bit. I go into that dip, punch. Okay, so dip, punch. Remember, 5 reps here. This is the first exercise, so 5. Go in the dip, punch, and I'm letting that weight travel from my shoulder to the overhead as quick as possible. Right? So once I'm done with those 5, keep the weight on this side of the body. And I'm going to go back into 10 lunges. So I'm going to step back lunge. I'm going to drop that knee, step back, up, press through the heel of that front leg, and you are going to force yourself to be challenged with that weight on one side of the body, so really focus on keeping that core engaged throughout that lunging pattern. You will have some people who need a little bit of assistance in the lunge. You can easily just place them next to a wall for that stability, since we have this area of the gym available for this circuit, and then they can do their step backs using that wall for an extra stability in that pattern. Okay, so that's going to be either 10 there. Then I move 15 rows. So I'm going to do the same arm. But I'm going to get into a staggered split stance. Then from there, I'm going to hinge at the hip, chest out, shoulders back, and I'm going to do 15 rows into that belly button. I can give myself a little bit of support with my arm on that leg. After I've done 5, 10, 15, I will switch hands, go back into that push press. So we'll go dip, punch for 5. Then I have the 10 lunges. Then I have the 15 rows. And I'm going to go through as many rounds as I can inside of 8 minutes. That's going to be your second station. The third station is going to involve the big medicine balls. So for this one, a lot of you are going to see what we look at as called wall balls. we're going to do these away from the wall since we're using the wall for station number 2. And we're going to do essentially wall balls to ourselves. So it's medicine ball squat toss. So we're going to go down to our squat, and then at the top, I'm going to toss it to myself, back down to the squat. Okay, I'm going to knock out these 5 pretty quick. Alright, so for this one, if they're unable to squat, they can just do a push press, the dip, and then toss it with their hips as opposed to throwing it overhead if they still want to toss it. Otherwise, take that slam ball and go right, that big ball, and go right into 5 big slams. As we talked about in previous videos, if they're going to do this, if they're going to do the slamming version, instead of the squat toss, it needs to be 12 pounds lighter, as it will not toss. We are going to be challenging the weight on this one. So yeah, I may be demoing with a 6, but we need to be challenging clients to use 14 on up. So realistically, we're not going to be going very light with these with this exercise at all. So try to get everyone to use the 14 or heavier balls at this station. Because what we're going to do next is after the 5 squat tosses, so I'm going to go right into 10 archer presses. So I'm going to go one shoulder, then I'm going to go straight up and over and tap the other shoulder. I want to make sure I'm doing a full press at the top as I go from one arm to the other. So I'm just counting off my 10 tap, up and over, 10 tap. Well, after I'm done with those 10, then I'm going to move on to 15 loaded, called good morning. So keep that ball at the chest. Remember, every time I hold on to a big ball, I'm going to squeeze it, pull those shoulder blades back and together, and I'm going to go into an RDL pattern. So I'm going to drive those hips back, chest comes down, then good morning, snap those hips forward, making sure that I'm getting that good stretch to the hamstrings, and at the top, as always, we make sure that we're squeezing those glutes and keeping that core nice and tight. And there's no finisher, so it's just those 2 rounds, so we really want to push hard.